This is the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition. Good evening, all. I'm Shoshina Rolla. As always, it is so great to have you with us. Topic news: Grand Bahama will figure prominently in the makeup of the Free National Movement's government, as the son of the soil now holds the #2 spot in the country. Sabrina Brown reports.
Certified Chartered Accountant, the Honorable Kevin Peter Turnquest, is now the country's Deputy Prime Minister and Minister of Finance. Turnquest is the Member of Parliament for East Grand Bahama and is the first representative from Grand Bahama to serve as Deputy Prime Minister. He took the oath of office at Government House on Friday.
I, Kevin Peter Turnquest, do swear that I will faithfully and bear true allegiance to Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth II, her heirs, successors, according to law. So help me God.
Senator the Honorable Carl Bethel was sworn in as the Attorney General and Minister of Legal Affairs. Prime Minister the Honorable Dr. Hubert Minnis says these two key appointments begin the formation of the People's Government.
In order to best serve the Bahamian people, my cabinet will blend experience with talent and faces in government. Today's appointments reflect this goal.
The nation's leader says his government will remain focused as they chart a new course for the Bahamian people.
In the administration of public finances, my government will adhere to the Constitution and to the 2010 Financial Administration and Audit Act. We will adhere to other relevant laws and best practices of financial administration. We will also improve the administration of public finances through legislation and regulatory reform and modernization.
The Prime Minister vowed that he will ensure members of his government serve with integrity and transparency.
Good governance demands being responsible for our action. Accordingly, I will hold my ministers to the highest standards of ethical conduct in the performance of their public duties. I look forward to working with you in a spirit of collegiality and collaboration.
Sabrina Brown, ZNS Network News.
Well, the remaining 13 cabinet ministers were sworn in at Government House late this afternoon. Senior member of the Free National Movement, former ambassador and former cabinet minister C.A. Smith says that this is indeed a significant day in the Bahamas.
The great thing about that group of persons are being sworn in is really the diversity, both of experience, of background, of the skills that they will bring to the job. We have very young people like Travis Robinson, who will certainly represent the views of young people in the country. We have senior people like Brent Simonet and like Desmond Bannister, who has been there and know the rope. They will bring valuable experience to the cabinet conclusions and decisions. And then we have people from all walks of life.
Well, Smith says today's swearing-in ceremony does not complete the process, as there are additional appointments to be made in the coming days.
Sometime later this week, we are going to be swearing in some additional persons. All of the parliamentary secretaries who are also part of the cabinet will be sworn in either Wednesday or sometime later this week.
In other news, the Rotary Clubs of Grand Bahama celebrating a major milestone. The club, known internationally for service above self, recently marked 100 years of the Rotary Foundation. Megan Shepard reports.
Local, national, and international Rotarians gathering recently to celebrate a milestone, 100 years of giving back through the Rotary Foundation. The International Foundation has touched the lives of millions across the world thanks to the generous financial donations and humanitarian efforts of Rotarians. Decorated Rotarian and guest speaker Barry Racine says that the club has been recognized by a leading international rating organization.
Over the last 8 years, we've been rated as a top-rated 4-star foundation. Last year, they rated us, and that was because we were getting in the 90 percentile out of 100. This last year, we got 100 out of 100 as a foundation.
The club is involved in many initiatives across the globe. One of the most impactful, however, is the club's efforts to eradicate polio. So far, $1.7 billion has been invested to this cause.
How many organizations could stick to something for 30 years with a commitment to make sure it gets eradicated so that not one child will ever again get polio? And we're so close. We truly are. Over that time, we clearly have saved about 15 million children from the scourge of polio.
As the foundation looks forward to another 100 years, Razine encouraged members to continue in their efforts of serving those less fortunate across the world.
Here in the Bahamas, and we live a pretty good life, we've always got to be remembering in the background that the Rotary Foundation is here not only to help our communities and those who need us, but also those around the world who have nobody to help them. We're there for them. And we should be really proud because this year we celebrate our 100th anniversary as a foundation. Imagine, we've been doing this work for 100 years. Started with $26.50. Today we have over $1 billion that we're helping to help other people.
Members were then recognized for their hard work, dedication, commitment, and contributions. Megan Shepard, ZNS Network News.
Well, BTC has certainly done it again, this time launching the Samsung Galaxy S8 throughout the Bahamas on Friday evening. A reception was held for the launch over at their Pioneers Way location in Grand Bahama, and our Kimberly Mullings has the details on this latest bit of technology.
BTC is committed to remaining on the cutting edge of technology, as they are the first telecommunications company in the Bahamas to launch the Samsung Galaxy S8 and S8 Plus. Vice President of the Northern Bahamas, Eldridge Ferguson Mackey, says the launch is significant as it is in line with BTC's North American and Latin American counterparts.
Traditionally in the Caribbean, you usually get the devices when it's later or, when it's not hot and popping, as the young people like to say. So we are on the cutting edge. We're one of the first countries to launch the S8. And the other thing that's going to be unique about tonight is we're launching it to our business customers. So if you've been following BTC for some time, you'd have recognized that we love our retail customers, prepaid customers as well. But for our business customers, we wanted to give them that extra touch and a sneak preview.
Ferguson Mackey added that since BTC has a high penetration of smartphone devices, BTC has done a phenomenal job selling devices, thus forming a remarkable partnership with Samsung.
We push through quite a few Android devices and quite a few high-end devices. Our customers like the latest, the greatest, the newest devices, and so we like to be able to give it to those customers. One of the reasons why Samsung would have chosen to partner with BTC is the volume of devices that BTC sells, the quality of customers, the ability for us to move the devices and forecast our products and sell them at a reasonable time.
BTC associate Clifton Wilchcomb says the technical aspects of the S8 and S8 Plus are all impressive, from battery life to camera quality, a faster processor, and so much more.
This phone gives you a huge screen, even in the regular as opposed to the Plus. You get a 5.8 screen in the regular, and the Plus gives you a 6.2 screen, so that's plenty screen. In the past, Samsung maximum memory on the S7 was like 32 gigs. They had the 128 version, but the standard version was 32 gigs. This S8 model now, this comes standard with 64 gigs of memory and 4 gigs of RAM.
Samsung representatives will be on Grand Bahama Island this week to further assist BTC staff with the launch. Kimberly Mullings, ZNS Network News.
Stay with us, there's more news right after this.